Welcome to ZoomInData. In this video, we will learn about parameters and variables in Azure Data Factory. These concepts help us make pipelines dynamic, reusable, and flexible. They are extremely important for real-world data engineering projects and also for interview preparation. In real-world projects, pipelines often need dynamic values. For example, file names may change every day, folder paths may differ, or environment values may vary between development and production. If we hardcode values inside a pipeline, it becomes very difficult to maintain. Hardcoding is not scalable, especially when the same pipeline is used frequently. Ideally, the same pipeline should work for multiple scenarios. We should be able to reuse one pipeline for different files, different dates, or even different environments without rewriting it. This is exactly where parameters and variables solve the problem. They allow us to make pipelines flexible, reusable, and dynamic, which is essential in enterprise-level Azure Data Factory implementations. Parameters in Azure Data Factory are read-only values. This means once a value is passed, it cannot be changed during execution. Parameters are usually provided at runtime. They are mainly used to control how a pipeline behaves. You can define parameters at the pipeline level, dataset level, and data flow level. Parameters are commonly used for passing file names dynamically. They are also helpful when switching between development, testing, and production environments. You can use parameters to filter data, for example by date or region. Most importantly, parameters help us reuse the same pipeline logic again and again. Parameters in Azure Data Factory have different scopes. We can define pipeline parameters, dataset parameters, and data flow parameters. Each scope is used for a specific purpose. Understanding parameter scope is very important to design clean and efficient pipelines. Pipeline parameters are defined at the pipeline level. They are passed when the pipeline is triggered. These parameters can be used across multiple activities inside the pipeline. Pipeline parameters are ideal when you want to control overall pipeline execution. Dataset parameters are defined inside datasets. They are mostly used to create dynamic file paths. You will commonly see dataset parameters in file-based sources like blob or ADLS. They help make datasets reusable and flexible. Data flow parameters are used inside mapping data flows. They help control transformations dynamically. These parameters are passed from the pipeline to the data flow. They are very useful when implementing advanced transformation logic. Variables in Azure Data Factory are used to store values during pipeline execution. Unlike parameters, variable values can change while the pipeline is running. Variables are often used to hold intermediate results. Variables are available only at the pipeline level. There is a clear difference between parameters and variables. Parameters are read-only, while variables are read and write. Parameters are passed at runtime, before execution starts. Variables are updated during pipeline execution. You should use parameters when dealing with environment-specific values. They are ideal for file paths and file names. Parameters help create reusable pipeline designs. They are also useful when accepting external input values. Variables are best used for loop counters. They are also useful for tracking execution status. Variables help in conditional logic implementation. They are perfect for storing temporary values. The set variable activity is used to assign or update variable values. This activity works only inside pipelines. It supports dynamic expressions. Set variable is commonly used along with loops and conditions. The append variable activity is used specifically for array variables. It adds values without replacing existing ones. This is useful when you want to collect multiple results. Append variable is commonly used in looping scenarios. Azure Data Factory uses expressions to handle dynamic content. Parameters are accessed using pipeline parameters. Variables are accessed using the variables function. Expressions make pipelines highly flexible and powerful. In a real-world example, we may use a parameter for input file name. We can store the row count in a variable. Then we apply a conditional check on that row count. This creates a dynamic and intelligent pipeline behavior. A common mistake is trying to modify parameters, which is not allowed. Another mistake is trying to use variables across pipelines. Incorrect expression syntax is also very common. Avoid overusing variables when parameters are sufficient. Interviewers often ask about the difference between parameters and variables. They may ask whether parameters can be changed during execution. Another common question is where variables can be used. Be ready to explain real-time use cases clearly. The key takeaway is that parameters are read-only. Variables change during execution. Both are essential for creating dynamic pipelines. These are core Azure Data Factory concepts. In the next video, we will learn about control flow activities. This includes if, switch, and for each activities. We will focus on real-world pipeline logic. This will help you understand advanced orchestration. Thank you for watching this video. This course is created by ZoomInData. Our goal is to provide structured and practical learning. Subscribe to ZoomInData for more Azure Data Factory content.